Hey yeah guys, hope you all are good and fine. Welcome back to the channel. So today's poem is Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. Some glimpse of Robert Browning. Robert Browning was an English poet and playwright whose dramatic monologues put him high among the Victorian poets. He was noted for irony, characterization, dark humor, social commentary, historical settings, and challenging vocabulary and syntax. His career began very well. The long poems Pauline and Paracelsus were acclaimed, but his reputation shrank for a time. He was born on 7 May 1812 at Camberwell, London, England. His reputation mainly sets towards the middle period. By his death in 1889, he was seen as a sage and philosopher poet who had fed into Victorian social and political discourse. Societies for studying his work survived in Britain and US into the 20th century. The grey sea and the long black land, and the yellow half moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep. As I gain the cave with pushing pro and quenched speed, I, the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm, sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears. A tap at the pane, the quick, sharp scratch, and blue spot of a lighted match, and a voiceless sound through its joy and fears, then the two hearts beating each to each. Introduction to the poem. This poem brings out all the qualities of Browning's poetry. The poem has a very dramatic situation. There is a sea beach that has grey sea in the background. The moon hides over it in a mysterious way. Upon the surface of the sea, the waves flow as if they are suddenly awakened from the sleep. In the foreground is the long land that, at some distance from the beach, has a farm. The lover comes to this farm. He gives a tap at the pane. He is welcomed by the woman in the hut. The meeting of the lovers takes place. The sound of the lovers' meeting was less audible than the sound of their heart beating. Summary of the poem. The poem has a dramatic situation. There is a sea beach that has grey sea in the background. The moon hides over it in a mysterious way. Upon the surface of the sea, the waves ebb and flow as if they are suddenly awakened from sleep. In foreground is the long land that, at some distance from the beach, has farm. The lover comes to this farm. He gives a tap at the pane. He is welcomed by the woman in the hut. The meeting of the lovers takes place. The sound of the lovers' meeting is less audible than the sound of their heart beating. The lover says that he has traveled by his boat to meet his beloved. The poem begins in a dramatic manner. The lover points out to the grey sea. From there, he rows in a boat. He reaches the seashore where he has got a quiet corner to berth his boat. The moon seems to be shining in a mysterious way. Upon the sea's surface, the waves ebb and flow as if they are suddenly awakened from sleep in little rings of fire. He pushes the prow of his boat in the sand on the shore. The lover walked for a mile on a warm, sea-scented beach. He crossed 3 fields and then he reached a farm. He gave a gentle tap at the window pane of the farm. The lady inside the farm lighted a matchstick by scraping on the matchbox. Then the two lovers met inside the farm. Their union took place. Their mutual speech was less loud than the sound produced by the beating of their hearts. Central idea of the poem. The poem brings out a lover's eagerness to meet his beloved. He is eager to have his beloved in his embrace and then smooth her with kisses and the fire of his passion. His heart is full of warmth and ardor. The lover is overpowered by the anxiety to meet his beloved. The beloved is equally warm. She too must have been waiting to be locked in her lover's embrace. Anxiety to meet each other dominates. One is generally not noisy, when one is anxious. Moreover, love is more eloquent when it is speechless. The wheeler scraps a matchstick on the matchbox to facilitate the arrival of the lover. Everything happens in pin drop silence. There must have been a hot exchange of kisses and embraces. The poet has presented silence as the mode through which intensity of love is evoked. Silence is the key note. We can gauge the intensity of love in silence through our imagination. Thanking you. This was all for the day. Hope you liked the video. Do like, share, and subscribe.